Okay, guys, if you have got to this point, that means that you've already watched the news and you've finished filling out your graphic organizer for the prompt that you have selected. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to go into Classroom. Underneath your agenda for today, you'll find 3 documents. Common Assessment Writing Geo. I want you to open this up. Common Assessment Writing Geo Sample. I want you to open this one up. And then finally, one entitled Transitions, and I want you to open that one up. Okay, we're going to start with the one that says Common Assessment Writing Geo. Okay, this is where you're going to fill out information from the research and the reading that you just did the past 2 days to fill this in order to answer your prompt. Okay, so the first thing, remember, the introduction is where you will restate your prompt. Okay, you're not going to say, I am going to tell you about. But anyway, the first thing that I'm going to have you do is to click into this box, the supporting detail box. Okay, and also open up your transitions. I want you to take one of these. Let's start with, Okay, so you're going to put to start with in this box right here. So we are already incorporating our transitions. And I want you to do that for supporting detail 2, supporting detail 3, and down below in your conclusion. Okay, so you go down here and do the same thing. You can steal that from the conclusion box. Okay, so our transitions are already going to be built in for us, which is going to make things easier. Okay, the next thing that I want you to do is to take a look at my example here. Okay, and again here you will see that I put my transitions in. This is from an old activity that we had done, a writing piece that I did when I was doing ancient Egypt, okay, where the prompt is, who is the greatest Egyptian pharaoh of all time? Okay, so just take a look at my introduction and see how I didn't say, I am going to tell you about. Okay, I just try to reword my prompt, okay, without saying I'm going to tell you about. It's not an easy task to say what Egyptian pharaoh meant the most to his or her people, but there is one who seems to rise a little above the rest. His name is Snefru. Okay, and then I want to show you this. To begin with, okay, and I listed one of my supporting details. Okay, one of the reasons why I think he's the greatest is he built 3 pyramids, and then I listed them. Okay, but then remember down here it says explanation. We want to take it one step further. Okay, and now I'm explaining the fact down here that because he built these 3 pyramids, it shows a massive amount of power and resources that he had at his disposal. Okay, I'm going to say in addition, he expanded the Egyptian empire. Okay, then explain that, give more detail. He was an active military leader whose Nubian campaign gained land and brought back many Nubian slaves to the Egyptian empire. Okay, so I'm taking what I wrote in my supporting detail and I'm explaining it with further detail. Okay, if I scroll down here a little bit, I will show you an example with our Pennsylvania prompt. Okay, this one is if you did number 2. Okay, and I would say to begin with, Pennsylvania's population grew quickly as people emigrated for religious reasons. Okay, and then here I'm going to explain why people were emigrating and what were the religious reasons. Okay, and I'm explaining in more detail. There was widespread persecution in Europe as a result of the Protestant Reformation. The Protestant Reformation was a protest of policies and practices of the Catholic Church led by Martin Luther. Okay, so I've explained about the reason why people emigrated, okay, because of the Protestant Reformation. Okay, that is the religious reasons, and I even said what the Protestant Reformation is. It's a protest of the policies and practices of the Catholic Church. Okay, so here is an example of information that I took from the graphic organizer that I filled out and put directly into my writing piece. Okay, so please feel free to rewind this, look at it again. Okay, use this as an example. All right, now, once you feel confident and you have a good idea of what I'm expecting of you, okay, you can really begin to fill this out. maybe start with your introduction. Then go and put all your transitions in here, here, and here, and down here first. Then work on your introduction, restating your prompt in your own words. Okay. From there, you start listing what are the 3 pieces of information from your graphic organizer that support your introduction. Down here, you're explaining those supporting details in more detail. Okay, and then finally, conclusion, again, you're restating your introduction. Okay, I think this should hopefully at least get you started for today until I come back, which will be on Wednesday. Okay, that's going to be it. That was a lot of talking. Again, you can go back and rewind anything you need to hear it again. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.